Well, hey there, folks, and welcome to the BRO Reloading Bench. I am your host, Wade Rush, here on the Bubba Roundtree Outdoors channel. A lot of you guys have been enjoying the 20 gauge that we put together for coyotes and other varmints. Well, let's put together some 12 gauge for coyotes and other varmints. Y'all stand by and stay tuned. Well, boys, today we're going to be talking about stuff like the white lightning wads. Those have been available, so we've been using those in these loads, very effective loads. We're going to talk some about the TPS cushion wad. They're uncut, they are cushioned, they are flat on the inside, which makes them very, very convenient to use, and they perform well if we keep the pedals consistent and all that, and the length consistent. We're going to talk about that some. Yeah, just like you guys, I got 4,000 of these as well. So we want to get some consistency out of them. We're also going to talk about me making a bigger mess down here than I've already got. The Gualandi, the Super Mini. If you're looking on the Super Short is what Ballistic Products calls this, and they have them in stock. This is an MG42 wide that is just a little bit shorter. Here, let me get you an example. MG42 white wad. The Gualandi Super Mini is the green wad. See the difference? All the power piston is identically the same. They're all perforated, but the MG42 is about a ½ inch longer, and in a lot of instances we've added capacity when we use this wad, and also we get the best of both worlds because you've got a wad that's about half or 3/4 length wad, and it holds that shot on target to make it an extended range load further down the line whenever you need to stretch a shot. We're going to talk about all this stuff today, guys, so hang on. Boys, we're going to be talking a lot about the number 4 buck today, simply because a lot of you have been able to get your hands on some, or get your hands on some molds to make up some, or in a lot of areas where you guys are using this for coyotes, number 4 buck is as big as you can go whenever you're using buckshot in these areas where you're hunting the coyotes with the shotgun. The first round we put together, we used 28.5 grains of HS6. That's correct. HS6 is starting to come back online. I've heard from a lot of subscribers and other folks on the Buck and Slug forum on Facebook, which reminds me, if you haven't gotten by there, be sure and get by and sign up over at Buck and Slug. It's just all kinds of good information there, guys, for seasoned loaders and those that are just starting out. That's a good place to get hooked up with, as with the folks over there at Buck and Slug. I'm there as well. The first round, we're going to use a white lightning wad, and whenever we're using the small flake powders like Long Shot and HS6, these small flake powders, they're heavy, like almost like a metal type heavy, and they don't take up as much room in the hull. So when you're loading 3-inch, before, no matter what powders I'm using, I like to just go ahead and trim this to make sure that I'm going to have plenty of room to crimp the hull, whether we're roll crimping or whether we're star crimping. It doesn't matter. But the first thing that I do with the white lightning wad is trim about 1/8 of an inch or so, 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch. You don't really need to take off that much when you're using the small flake powders. That's about, I took off about 1/8 of an inch right there. Now I have a guide right here to clip off the other pedals, and that's what we get. And I'm gonna mention right quick, thanks to my buddy Gary, he made up some a toolkit for me to trim the TPS cushion wads. We're going to take a look at this. I'm going to show you how much this has helped me whenever we get over here to the round where we shoot the TPS cushion wad. I also picked up a wad trimming tool, the Gype 4-pedal wad trimming tool from Ballistic Products. Picked one of these up. It works outstandingly well. It is designed to go into your drill press, but I don't use the press. I just use it like this. I'm going to end up making me a handle just to go on the knob right here, but I just take it, it's got 4 razor blades in it, and just, if I'm loading 3.5 inch, this is full length TPS cushion. See, we've already hit that one with the tool. But I'm going to demo all that for you guys here in just a minute. Alright, we've waffled on enough now about all this stuff. Now let's get it all put together. Okay, the first round that we fired down here at the range was the HS6 in a brand new primed Chidite hull. We shot a clear hull down there. These happen to be green. They could be any color. I think the Chidite hulls come in 4, 5, or 6 different colors, from wine or burgundy colored to red to clear to green and olive green, dark green, and all that, and maybe a few others. I'm not really sure about all that. But whenever we measured the inside, the capacity here that we were really getting good results out of these trimmed wads was about 1 3/8 inches total capacity inside these wads. So if you're wanting to cut it, wanting to actually measure and mark on the inside of these, is about 1 3/8 inches in the capacity that we've measured out inside these wads. And so what we've got here is loading several rounds with the number 4 buck right out of the gate. And what we're using is my hard cast powder coated number 4 buck. Some really pretty shot. Okay, Wade, what do you mean by hard cast and all that other stuff? Okay, don't assume there's a lot of new loaders and all that out there. My hard cast is, I use straight up wheel weight alloy, and that's going to be around 6% antimony and tin, maybe at times a little more. And whenever you've got that kind of hardening agents in your lead, the antimony and tin, whenever you water drop these pellets, it can really increase the hardness. When you drop these scalding hot pellets into a cold douse of water, then it really hardens these pellets up. So whenever I'm talking hard cast, I mean this 6% antimony and tin dropped in cold water whenever we're molding the pellets up. That's what hard cast is. These are some really hard pellets, and then we powder coat them. They really hold their shape well. They perform well at extended ranges. All right, we've got 28.5 grains of HS6 already metered out and put in this round here. We've got our trimmed TPS White Lightning wad right here. Nothing in it yet, but there will be. We're going to take, I've got a 45 thousandths 20 gauge overshot card, very thin one. All we're doing here is just making the bottom of this wad flat because it is slightly dipped. Unlike the TPS cushion that is completely flat, this TPS White Lightning has a little bit of a dip in the bottom of it. And most of the time when we're loading buckshot, we don't really want that. Alright, so you just got the overshot, 20 gauge overshot card pressed in the bottom, and we're just going to press it in to make sure it's snug against the bottom. And these thin overshot cards go in there really easy. And we're just making the bottom flat. Now, we're going to stack 32 pellets of the hard cast number 4 buck in here. If you'll look, they stack in there by 4s. Really nice. Yeah, they stack in there by 4s. If y'all can see that. And so we just stack them up by 4s. 31, 32. Sometimes you got to make sure that they get to where they're supposed to be in the little channels that they're supposed to be in so that they're symmetrical. 32 pellets right there to the top of the wad. And I think we were still, at the time that I had this, I did not have, all I had was the precision buffer. So this is what we shot at the range, so that's what I'm going to put together for you guys. We cover and precision spherical buffer. Regular old bingo 3/4 inch plastic bingo marker. Just like that. I've already treated the Ballistic Products double roller here. All right. It was not one of our outstanding performers. It was actually the first time that I had loaded HS6 in this exact configuration using the White Lightning wad. We were at 45 yards, 41 meters. Let's go shoot it. Brand new prime Chidite hull from Ballistic Products. 28.5 grains of HS6 under a White Lightning wad, a trimmed White Lightning wad with the 20 gauge overshot card pressed into the bottom. Number 4 powder coated buckshot, hard cast, number 4 buck, 32 pellets, all covered in precision spherical buffer. This is an extended range load. All right, we continue to be at 45 yards or 41 meters. All right. $12.29. There ain't nowhere in here. Now that's 24 caliber number 4 buck. Now that's not what I shoot in my Stoker or anything like that. This was the 28.5 of HS6, if y'all remember. I think this is probably the first time I've ever shot this load using the HS6 powder. But velocities was good. Powder shows a lot of potential. Alrighty, let's move on. And fellas, that round also works well with the 28.5 of long shot as well in that load. Works really, really good. Okay, fellas, sometimes one of the absolutely best performing rounds that you shoot is basically a copy of a factory round. And the 41 pellet number 4 buck copy that I put together performs at least as good as the factory Remington 41 pellet. In most cases, it outperforms the factory 41 pellet. Now, it could be because I put a Mylar wrap on my 41 pellet factory copy, and that may make all the difference in the world. In a lot of cases, I'm using a 7mm Mylar wrap, which is pretty thick, and that will act as a full-length wad in a lot of these loads. So anyway, I'm gonna make sure I'm looking around because I had some Mylar wrap put out here, and I'm trying to, there we go, trying to put my hands on it. This stuff is clear. See, it's clear, so laying on the table, I don't see it so good. I'm gonna lay it over here where I can see it. But in the this is right at 2 ounces. This is 1.95 to 2 ounces of lead payload weight with 41 24 caliber number 4 buck pellets. So whenever I'm doing this, my favorite load with this is the blue dot powder. IMR blue worked good, but it just didn't seem to out pattern the blue dot in this case. We need 30 grains of blue dot, and today in the lock and load we've got the blue dot powder, and we need 30 grains. I'm showing you guys what is my best performer. A lot of you do have some blue dot powder put up or have been able to find some. I've heard from several that have been able to find some here lately, which is really, really good news. So let's dispense 30 grains of blue dot, of Alliant blue dot. We're using the same brand new Chedite hull, 3-inch Rio, equally well, same data. If you've got the 3-inch Fiocchi with the Magnum primer, 3-inch Fiocchi with the Magnum primer, 28.5 grains of blue dot, of Alliant blue dot, or IMR blue. The IMR blue is discontinued, so we're kind of phasing that out, boys. I've got some. It is one of my best performers. It's sad. Now, I hope that IMR will come out with something to replace it later, but we haven't heard a whole lot about that. I've been hearing rumors about it in the forums, but I haven't seen any evidence of that happening yet. So we're back to the good old Alliant blue dot. 30 grains we need here to start. And this is my factory copy of the 41 pellet in the Remington. 30 grains of Alliant blue dot. A Ballistic Products, I think I don't. FS12, Ballistic Products FS12 Flex Seal. That's all we need, okay? I know, guys, a lot of my older videos, I use a Flex Seal and a piece of fiber wad. In these instances here, I have discovered I'm better off not using the fiber. The Flex Seal does a good enough job, and it leaves me a little extra room to make a nicer crimp on the especially the 3-inch rounds. FS Flex Seal 12. And for me, a 7mm Mylar wrap. What we need is about 1 1/4 inches, and this is about 2.5 inches across. 1 1/4 inches, 2.5 across on the 7mm Mylar. That's going to cover most of the shot column. And we want to make sure, when you look down in here, it should look shiny where you see where the Mylar is and where it stops. That gives us plenty of room to crimp this, and we might overstack the Mylar just a little bit. The number 4 buck is going to stack in here by rows of 7. Alright, and here we go. I'm going to probably speed this up because it takes a few minutes. I just keep using my little dowel here, that as we're coming up with them, all you got to do is just keep pressing and knocking them. They'll fall right in place. And when you get to the next to last row, that's going to be 35 with 7, and that center pellet you see gets a little taller and a little taller each time. So the last row, the reason we end up with 41 instead of 42, we stack 6 and not 7. We don't put one in the middle. See, when we put 6 in it, the center pellet is recessed, so it's not up there punching the crimp back up on you. Okay. And the one we shot at the range we had covered in precision spherical buffer. And a bingo card. Works great. Just a 3/4 inch plastic marker. put that one in your books, boys. This is a winner. Watch how this one shoots out of my shotgun down here at 45 yards. Alrighty, boys, and for those folks that just like a conventional type, factory load type, what we got here, this is basically a factory copy. This is a new primed Chidite 3-inch hull from Ballistic Products. 30 grains of blue dot. We have an FS12 Flex Seal. We've got 41 pellets of number 4 buck, just like you have in a factory load, all with a Mylar wrap, and all covered in precision spherical buffer. $10.55. I think that's roughly what you get at the factory. 41 pellet, number 4 buck. Now, boys, see, this just goes to show you right here. This is 41 pellets of conventional load. Now, the previous round would have been considered an extended range with a full-length wad. But look how much better my shotgun shot the conventional style buckshot with the Mylar wrap as compared to the actual full-length wad, the previous with the 36 pellets of number 4 buck and the HS6 powder. That's why you try different configurations, and you definitely pattern your shotgun. Now, this conventional 41 pellet load I do have in my gun belt. You see why? But well, Rachel, should I even try? That looks like pretty close to all 41 pellets. With, look at this right here in a 18-inch circle. Right here, just this 18-inch circle. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. We've got 30 of 41 pellets here in an 18-inch circle. We actually have, I've got 3 24 caliber pellets right in the bullseye with a double hit right here under it. My hand right there is covering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 number 4 pellets the size of my hand right dead center of the paper. Alrighty, boys, let's move on. Well, what you think, fellas? That's a keeper right there, ain't it? I've got several factory copies that I am doing a video on that has been in progress here for quite a few weeks and all that. Hopefully I'll get it done for you guys here in the next couple of weeks. And we do several factory copies. You know that the butt kicker choke was designed to shoot factory configured buckshot. It really wasn't, they didn't have the full length wads and all that in mind whenever they designed these chokes, so they really shoot the factory type buckshot well, extremely well. Anyway, that's for another video, something to look forward to. And the next round, we're talking just super simplicity. The super short, the Gualandi super short, little green wad. That's what I remember it by, a little green wad. And they usually have them in stock, okay? And they're not expensive, and they're usually in stock. That's why we're really pushing that today. And I tell you what, my shotgun loves these things. But we need 32 grains of blue dot. Alright, I didn't move it too far out. Alright. Got everything's kind of turned kind of funky all in here so that you guys can see what we're doing. Brand new 3-inch Chidite hull. That's what I got. And this load, like I mentioned in the previous load, 32 grains of blue dot if you're using a hull. The Rio or the Chidite with the standard primers. If you happen to have the Fiocchi Magnum primed 3-inch hull, you would want to use 31 grains of powder, 31 grains of Alliant blue dot if you have the Fiocchi with the Magnum primer in this load right here that I'm demoing for us. All right. 32 grains of blue dot. The super short, super mini, little green Gualandi wad. The short MG42. We can get number 4 buck stack in here symmetrically till we get out of the wad. 20. I can get 20 pellets to stack by 4s right here in the wad. Now, I basically just drop them in here till I get to 35. See, now they're setting up where they're stacking by 5s. $35. And we were still shooting the precision buffer. But, like I said in the previous video, Grant at Ballistic Products hooked me up. I've got some original buffer to use in these rounds for you guys now. All right, 35 pellets of number 4 buck. All right, let's head on down to the range and shoot this one. All right, boys, staying with the number 4 buck, we've got a brand new Chidite primed hull from Ballistic Products, clear 3-inch here, staying with the 3-inch. We've got 32 grains of blue dot, except here we got the Gualandi Super Mini, or what the Ballistic Products calls the Gualandi Super Short wad. We've got 35 pellets of my powder coated number 4 buck precision spherical buffer. This would be considered an extended range because of this. It's not considered a full length wad, it's about 3/4 length. But my shotgun usually really likes this combination. All right. Very pretty roll crimp bingo card. Works just as good. And why several with the number 4 buck, different configurations? Because in a lot of places I'm hearing from you guys, number 4 buck is as big as you can go. You can't go any bigger than number 4 buck. But a lot of you were able to get your hands on some number 4 buck. So that's why we're kind of focusing. Got 3 or so different loads. I do have some F buck here, but I really focused on the number 4 buck for you guys to show you the potential with this particular buckshot size. All right, here we go. I almost said 771. That is not right. That's usually around 1,200 foot per second with this one, boys. Well, nothing getting out of that, is it, boys? Ain't nothing escaping out of that. Wow. Looks like I pulled it a little bit left. That's why we got such a big paper up here, because I'm getting old. I pull stuff a lot sometimes. Anyway, great gosh almighty. That was 35, number 4 buck, which is right around 1.7 ounces of lead payload weight. 41 grains, a full 41 pellets. I say 41 grains, a full 41 pellets is right at 2 ounces, boys. That's 195 ounces of lead payload weight. So I didn't know if I'd mention that, but I'll make sure I mention it at the bench. Alrighty. Alrighty, boys. Now we've come to where we're dealing with the TPS cushion wad. And thanks to my buddy Gary, see, I told him that the wad height, internal height on the wad, the TPS cushion wad, especially that I was using, was 1 3/8. So he made me a little tool here. He don't sell these things. He's not making them to sell. He's just a tinkerer. He's a retired fireman, and he just enjoys tinkering with stuff. And I tell you what, I can't tell you how many hundreds that I have trimmed and all that with this little tool that he made me. The trimming tool fits onto the wad just like this right here, and you just twist it. It hits the bottom of the wad, levels it out, and see the excess just rolls right up here on the tool. Perfectly level cut, exactly 1 3/8 inside every time. Now we have this done. I just take my Gype 4-pedal cutting tool, just lay it here on a flat surface like this right here. Push the tool down, it hits the bottom of the wad and cuts 4 perfect petals. That's how you get consistency out of these things. Just like that. Alrighty, let's get the round put together. Alright. Okay, fellas, and you guessed it. Once again, I mean, 32 grains of blue dot. You see where we're hovering in here whenever we got this shot that is bouncing around 1.7, right around 1.7 ounces of lead payload weight. It's around, we're hovering around 32 grains of blue dot with a non-magnum primer. If we've got up close to 2 ounces of lead payload weight, you see we're around 30 grains of blue dot, with the 1.9 to 2.1 ounces of lead payload weight in that vicinity. Okay, let's get him put together. The TPS cushion wad that we trimmed up, that I'm able to get the length and the cut perfect thanks to Gary. And we used the Gype tool this time to split our petals. What I like about it is perfectly flat on the bottom, and you're going to find you get a little bit more capacity and a lot more symmetrical with your stacking in these wads. The problem we were having was getting consistency. That was because I was hand cutting every wad with a pair of scissors. You're going to have a lot of inconsistencies whenever you're doing stuff like that. When you've got a tool that you can use to trim and to cut, you're going to get super consistency, and then that's what you need to get good performance out of these things. And my buddy Roger Adkins has been testing a bunch of these that we've been using the cutting tools to get the consistency, and he has been getting some excellent results with the bigger pellets, which so have I. We'll be getting into that here before long. Let's get this put together. Our trimmed up, ready to go TPS cushion wad over to 32 grains of Alliant blue dot. Perfect height in there. See, still number 4 buck. And we need 36 pellets in here of number 4. They stack in here by 5s. Real pretty. "36, last row with 1 in the middle." See it up under the 5? It'll drop right in there. Actually, they just do that on their own. That's how we ended up with 36 pellets in here. Precision spherical buffer. Bingo, overshot card. Alright boys, let's go shoot this one, and then we're going to put together one of the holes that I got out of the duck blinds. They work excellent. Let's head on down in the range. Yeah boys, you guessed it, another one with the number 4 buck, but we got the TPS cushion wad in here. I trimmed this one to length and cut it with the Gype wad cutter tool from Ballistic Products to give us a good even 4 pedals on this TPS cushion wad. And yes, like a lot of you guys, I bought the 4,000 wad case when they had them on sale for 40 or 50 bucks or whatever it was. We have 36 pellets of powder coated number 4 buck in here, which is going to be 175 ounces of lead payload weight, covered in precision spherical buffer, roll crimped with a bingo, regular standard bingo marker overshot card. The shadows again, maybe it'll read this time. All right, yeah, the target is totally covered in shadows, so I guess we're gonna have to hurry up. .753, it ain't reading right. That's around 1,200 foot per second. It's welded, boys. If he's anywhere in there, he ain't happy. Holy cow. Talk about complete pattern coverage. If you had a coyote anywhere in here, he's hit multiple times. And like I said, I'm not even going to attempt to try to count all them holes. I don't know what I got left. I'll go check the box and we'll shoot something else. Brand new primed 3-inch Chudite hole. We've got 32 grains of blue dot, TPS cushion wad, cut with the Gype tool. F-buck 22 caliber, powder coated, hard cast. 48 pellets in here in this extended range round, covered in precision spherical buffer. Bingo card. .783. It is not registering right now. The chronograph is just, it's not working right. That's usually around 1,200 foot per second with 32 grains of blue dot. I hope with the video editing software I can brighten this up a good bit for you guys. But look at that, look at the coverage from side to side with, that was 48 pellets of F-buck 22 caliber, powder coated F-buck. They ain't, no matter what it is, fox, coyote, or what, it's done. All right, we're gonna wrap up this one here. We're gonna put up a dog target, and I'm gonna pull out one of the duck blind holes that we reloaded, and shoot with one of the recovered holes we got out of one of the duck blinds. Y'all stand by. With components as hard to find as they are, boys, you know any waterfowl hunters or guys hooked up with Ducks Unlimited or these other waterfowl organizations? Check this out. That's just one bag of 3-inch that my buddies, that Robbie Joyner and friends have dropped off out of the duck blinds. Now these have been decapped, resized, and already cleaned up. Now these have spent time in the water. Some of them were pretty rough when I got them, but look at what they look. They look brand new. Now, that's just one bag of 3-inch. 3.5-inch. Look at that. All out of the floating in the water out in front of the duck blinds. They pick these things up as litter, throw them in the garbage. Okay, boys? You're asking them for the trash. Whenever you call these guys up and say, hey, what are you doing with your hulls? Would you just hang on to them for me and I'll come get them? Yes, sir. That's a BRO quick tip for this time of the year. You better get out there and get them, boys. Alrighty fellas, right out of the duck blind, Remington Peters, one of my favorites. This is the same as the Nitro Express and all that, same hull, basically yellow plastic base wad in this hull right here. CCI, standard CCI primer. We got 27 grains of long shot, white lightning wad. We've got 46 pellets of F-buck packed in here, covered in Ballistic Products original buffer standard fold crimp. We're going to shoot the dog for you right now, boys. Stand by. Alrighty, boys, here we go. .406. It's malfunctioning to a fare thee well now. I'm probably gonna have to look at getting me another chronograph now. Well, fellas, that was a great one to end on right there. For a hull picked up out the duck blind, that'll sure enough get it done. Several in the brain pan, several in the vitals, several everywhere else. That'll sure enough get it done. Appreciate y'all riding along with us today, boys, and we'll see y'all on the next one. Bye-bye. I'd like to give a big shout out to our patrons here. These guys help us to keep getting it done. If you would like to become a patron yourself, head on over to the link down here in the description and help out as much as you can. You can sign up for just $1 a month, $12 a year for the exclusive content that we have over on the Patreon channel. Appreciate y'all coming along with me, guys. If y'all have hung around this long, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you've learned something, or learned at least as much as I've learned on this stuff. And we've got a lot more stuff in the queue. I've been working on a lot of ball rounds, some slugs. The Russian folks up there with Zavrog sent me several molds to test out, and boy, those things shoot good. We're going to be dealing with that here in a future upcoming episode here very, very shortly. Appreciate y'all riding along with me, guys. This is Wade Rush, host of the Bubba Roundtree Outdoors channel, and we'll see y'all very, very soon. Bye-bye.